Hello everyone, this is Grandmaster Max Illingworth, and in this video I'm going to solve some 4-move checkmates on chess.com. Now I think you probably have seen the first one already while I did my introduction. So Queen h5, Queen here, and okay, it's actually a 3-move checkmate, but anyway. So yeah, this one's pretty easy, just mate in 1. So I've set it basically so that it's difficulty level from beginner to the absolute hardest puzzles, so that way basically there's a wide range of puzzles and it'll cover all levels of player. So this one is a little bit trickier, but really not that much harder. You can move the defender with knight c6 and yeah, knight e5. Okay, I'll say I want a more forcing solution, so I'll go bishop takes, and yeah, this will be a forced mate. So it was a somewhat harder one, 2-6, 2-5. If it's a mate in 1, I'll kind of just play the answer quickly so as not to bore the higher rated viewers watching. So yeah, this one's simple, remove the defender. So once the puzzles repeat, I guess I'll sort of conclude and move on to something else with the training. So they're different puzzles, but getting a lot of the easy ones now. So let's just get these out of the way pretty quickly so we can move on to something a bit harder. Yeah, this one, yeah, this will be forced mate. Perhaps I'll give you a chance to solve it for a mate in 3. Okay, I guess it helps a bit that I'm hovering the cursor over the correct piece. So yeah, this will be a nice checkmate. Let's go to another one. This one's pretty easy. Yeah, I can tell you knight takes. They probably want something better than this, maybe. I don't see it though. Yeah, I see you take a rook and I just want to do it. But okay, I want something different here. So knight d2, still into bishop e4. So what am I missing here? Maybe you take, and yeah, now it works, because bishop e4 is not covered by the knight anymore. So okay, this one's pretty easy. And yeah, this one's also very easy. Yeah, I'll just solve as many as I can. I remember I had this plan actually about, I think, 3 or 4 months ago, where I was going to basically solve all of these puzzles. Kind of like what Kaspar Schroppen did with solving the puzzles for Puzzle Rush. I had a similar plan, but I sort of lacked the persistence that time to continue with it. I don't know whether the World Cup will necessarily inspire me to to finish it, given it will be my my last tournament after all, at least until I come out of retirement again, which may or may not happen. But anyway, I guess since it's the last event, why not do a little bit of training and do the best I can in this tournament. I think 95 is pretty good, right? Just going for this. It's kind of funny, I hardly did any chess training at all recently, and yet somehow my ratings are actually kind of higher on chess.com in Blitz. So I have no idea how that works, but certainly grateful for it. So I honestly felt like I was playing a lot worse lately, but somehow it didn't show in my results. So anyway, this one is, yeah, pretty easy. I guess, yeah, when you sort of play a little bit of Blitz each day, you sort of stay kind of sharp, even if you haven't really been solving tactics for the last several months as such. So yeah, this one, just Queen f7 using the pin. And okay, I'll go Queen h5, and I mean, it's sort of me thinking off the top of my head, but it actually occurred to me it wouldn't be the worst idea to have this sort of puzzle session where I can kind of share as a kind of personal diary. Not sure whether I'd necessarily share it in that case, but I guess, yeah, if nothing else, it'll show that I can multitask. As soon as I say that, yeah, I do a mouse slip. So I should actually focus on the positions a bit. So yeah, these mates are pretty easy. And one pattern you'll kind of notice with solving them is that, especially with the checkmates, it's basically just checks and captures in general. So that really makes it a lot easier to find solutions quickly if you're just looking for the checks and the captures. So it's sort of a given that I kind of start by looking, is there a check or... Okay, it's actually slightly misleading because, to be honest, I don't really think. I just kind of make the moves and I just sort of see it instantly. So that's how my brain works. And yeah, I should actually think about this one a bit, because I've solved this one before, but I can't remember what the answer was. I think it was rook takes, but I feel like I'm misremembering it. So I don't know. Maybe I can play... Yeah, this one stumped me a little bit. But my impulse is to guess from playing way too much Blitz. So maybe I can play bishop c4, he'll just take it. And queen f5 is knight f6. It's probably not takes, but let's at least rule out some moves. I mean, surely it's this. I just feel like this has to be right. But this is where I was just... Oh, now I see what I missed. Missed bishop g6 in this mate. Okay, it was a bit of a hard puzzle, so maybe you solved it before I did. Anyway, this one's pretty easy. It's still original puzzles at this point, because I remember actually because people were sort of trying to gain Puzzle Rush by memorizing the positions. I think Chess.com recently added a lot of new puzzles, so it makes the training even better. It'll take a bit longer to kind of work through all these exercises. But yeah, I mean, one thing I guess also inspired me to actually solve puzzles in the first place was when I read somewhere that Shakhriyar Mamedjarov actually solved like 250,000 chess puzzles. I think this was by 2016. And it sort of inspired me to go on my own kind of puzzle solving spree. I think between 2016 and 2017 I must have solved maybe 100,000 or even up to 150,000 puzzles. To be clear, some of these were repeating the same puzzle several times to sort of instill the patterns. Because I mean the patterns are sort of the same in general in chess, just in different versions. But this is sort of the idea that, the more puzzles you solve in general, the better you get. I mean, it did work quite well, improving my blitz quite a lot. As while I was solving these puzzles, I think I improved. I mean, it's not to brag, but just to share our results solving puzzles. I think I improved something like 200 to 300 points, I think, on Chess.com Blitz. I think it's more 200 points in 1 month, actually. Sorry, in 1 month, in 2 months or 3 months. And admittedly, I didn't have quite the same results in my classical, where I think I was probably a little bit impulsive after solving all these puzzles. However, it did still allow me to sort of improve my maximum level by quite a lot, which was quite nice because, I mean, among other things, I won the Australian Championship in 2018, and obviously that was a really nice result for me. In fact, I'll probably end up doing some series on it at some point, so yeah, you can stay tuned for that. Anyway, this one, yeah, just had to think about it a little bit. So yeah, I guess I can talk a little bit more about the puzzles. But I mean, it's all what happens. Like once I start solving them, I kind of get so like in autopilot, I just forget to use words. And I mean, that's sort of what you're aiming for when you're solving puzzles yourself. I'd recommend starting with the easier puzzles in general, because basically at a sort of club level, what I subsequently realized is that the key to success at club level is basically just doing the simple stuff well, like not missing mate in 2 in this case. And okay, not quite mate in 2, but you get the idea. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, the key is basically to be able to do the simple things well. That's the key to success, and I don't say this to pretend that it's something trivial, but the point is that it's a good way to know what to work on. That, for example, learning deep strategic prophylaxis may not be so relevant necessarily if you're sort of putting pieces on pre and not seeing the simple threats in the first place. So yeah, this is not a checkmate, but close enough. So yeah, basically that's I guess my training tip for today. To yeah, basically when solving the puzzles, also solving them by theme is a good idea. It's one thing I did when I was working through the puzzles in my training. I got to GM, even before I got to Grandmaster as well, because that way the puzzles just get easier and easier. We might know some kind of getting a bit faster in general. Well, not so much for this puzzle, but certainly some of the others. And it sort of means that the patterns just come more and more automatic. The metaphor I like to use for it is that basically it's like drilling for an exam. I actually need to think about this one. This might actually work. Yeah, it's nice. It takes as bishop d6 with a check and checkmate. So basically, yeah, it's like drilling for a math exam, where essentially, yeah, you're just basically making sure you know the patterns off by heart, so you don't even have to think about them. They're just automatic. And yeah, I'll just take the exchange. I thought I might have had something better move, but apparently not. Just nice and solid here will do. Because rook g7, I can play rook takes with a check is quite important, so he doesn't have perpetual. So okay, after this it's made in 2. Okay, so solve some more puzzles. Okay, I should take first. Yeah, often if your initial idea doesn't work, it's a good idea to reverse the move order. It's often another good trick, along with the look for all the checks and captures. And I mean, also when you're solving Puzzle Rush, it kind of makes sense that you want to sort of look at the sort of moves that kind of, whether it leads to a mate first of all, especially for the easy puzzles. And then from there you can sort of work back from, let's say, the checks against a king to the captures to the threats. So anyway, so that's sort of how I'm also able to solve the puzzle a bit more quickly. I've solved the Puzzle Rush quite a bit as well in the past, which does help. So anyway, I'll just keep working through these. I mean, it's one thing like it's sort of easy for me to work hard when I know that I know that people are watching. It's kind of funny, but maybe it's like the natural coach in me wanting to, sort of what's the way to put it? Basically to do things that help others as well as to help myself. So rook a4, right? It's, an easy move to miss from the flank, but I got it in the end. So queen f2, mates. Actually, it's one you have to be careful of when you solve too many easy puzzles. If you take it too far, then what can happen is your calculation sort of becomes so fast that you might actually rush and make some mistakes. And I mean, when I was in my best form, I seemed to be able to play quickly and quite well. However, it is sort of something that you have to be careful of. So I guess it's a good idea not just to solve the easy puzzles, but to balance with some tough ones as well that will really push yourself. So after h3, okay, I should have something pretty good like, bishop b4, and he just can't really defend himself. I mean, if he plays king e2, then just queen a6 is pretty strong as a check. So anyway, we had some more checkmates. I actually have no idea how long I've been going for, but the fact I've been going for done 129 puzzles now suggests I've been going for a while. So I probably should wrap up this video fairly soon, or people might get bored of watch me solve puzzles all day. So I'll just solve a few more. Maybe I can get a few hard ones in as well. It's funny, like I've solved so many that it just stops showing the difficulty. In fact, I'll show you this that when I solve a few more, it'll actually reach the point where you won't be able to see. You won't be able to press this button because it will basically just sort of vanish. So it happens if you solve too many puzzles. I think some of these are starting to repeat now, actually. Maybe just I'm doing so many that they all start to look the same. But it's sort of something you notice that the problems will start to repeat after a while. Until once you're able to kind of do the harder ones, or I'd say ones that were somewhat hard for you without really thinking, then that's sort of a good sign that it's time to move on. I thought there was a mate there, because it says 4-move checkmate. Because with some of these puzzles, they sort of give a theme that's not necessarily 100% accurate. Not that it's something I really care about. But I remember when I used to solve the puzzles, I'd sort of get so fixated on a result that I just get so annoyed whenever I got one wrong. And I guess it's one thing now about sort of having retired that I can sort of just solve them for fun and not take it so seriously as such. Anytime you take things too seriously, it just sort of takes the fun or the zest out of life, So this one, you go queen d5, and it looks pretty good. And I mean, there's sort of a lot of different mating patterns, but if you're sort of not sure if you've tested all the mating patterns, you can go on the Wikipedia page actually, and from there you can, basically see the mates. If you look up checkmate patterns. It's kind of funny that I missed knight f3 with a check, but this is the right way to do it. And it's also what happens like when you solve so many easy puzzles, like you'll just your brain will just disengage because it's sort of a bit too easy, and then miss something simple. So that's all I'm aiming for, to be able to do all these puzzles without really thinking. And you're sort of seeing that the button is not really pressable anymore, which is kind of funny. Knight f6. I don't want to make a luft square for the king. So that's mate. I'll play it just so you can see the ending with me not being able to press the button. I don't know why I find it amusing, but somehow I do. So anyway, I've done this one before, and basically, actually it's true. Probably someone's going to message and say, "Oh, Max, I don't have a chance to solve any of them because you're like moving way too fast." So maybe that's something we can improve for next time, to actually talk through the puzzles. But I mean, it's also kind of like just a diary, just sharing yeah, so how I train, and well, also seeing to have the Vietnamese keys on my keyboard. And okay, so now I basically can't press the button. If I reduce the zoom to say 50%, I'd still be able to press it. But yeah, the 181 pulse, I think it's a good time to stop. So yeah, I guess I hope you enjoyed me going for this training. And to summarize, basically the way to get really good at tactics is A, solve a lot of puzzles, B, solve them by theme, and C, repeat the same puzzles until they just become automatic, like drilling maths. So I hope you found this useful. If you like this, let me know, and I'll do some more series like these. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.